Welcome back, Goddess Dolls. So today we back with another video. This is actually going to be a really long video, so I want to give you the heads up. It is going to be a frontal install, also how I customize, pluck, bleach my knots on my frontal wig. Today we are going to be working with the company Elmo Hair, or Elmo. Y'all get the picture. But these are just like little goodies that they put into the packaging of the hair. So today we're working on a full lace wig. Now I usually just do the frontal wigs, but I wanted to do something different and get the full lace. This is supposed to be deep curly and it's supposed to be 30 inches. Now it does not look like 30 inches, so I wanted to actually test it and just make sure that it was. However, it was not 30 inches. It was actually like 26 inches. So they actually like ripped me off. So anyways, but yeah, so these are all the products that you're going to need when actually going to customize your wig. You need volume developer 30 is what I got, bowl, brush, clips, Bractil comb, bleach, of course. Next you want to actually just comb the hair out the way so it won't get in the way when you start to bleach. Now this band that you see here in the middle, this band actually got into the way a lot. I'm not sure why I requested it to have a band because I was so used to the regular frontal wigs, but since this was a full lace, it was actually like in the way, so I had to end up cutting it out. Now the way I actually mix my product, I like to make sure that it is on the thicker side, so I actually just go half and half until I see that it's thick enough. Now that I see that the product is actually thick and it's not runny, I'm actually applying it very lightly. I'm not actually pressing it in, but actually just like placing it on there so it doesn't like seep through the lace and onto the hair. Now, even though I don't rock the back of the lace, just the front, I went ahead and still just bleached the whole thing so I wouldn't have to do it again. But yeah, this process of bleaching can take anywhere from 20-25 minutes depending on your volume developer as well. Now I'm actually washing out the bleach hair, and I'm using my Shimmer Lights shampoo and conditioner. And the reason that I like to use the Shimmer Lights is because it gets rid of that brassy brown look that the bleach gives. You can use neutralizing shampoo and conditioner if you have it, but the Shimmer Lights actually works best with the brassy after look. So yeah. Now I wish I actually had like an accurate method I can give you when it comes to plucking, but it just really depends on the density of the frontal that you have. Now this said that it was pre-plucked, but it did not look like it was pre-plucked at all. I'm actually just going in, and wherever I see needs to be plucked, I pluck. It's just kind of like random. I don't try to over pluck in one area. I actually bounce around until I get the look that I need. But yeah, you want to definitely pluck your frontal. You do not want to install it without plucking, or else it's going to look really wiggy. So I will have like another video on how I do my ball cap method another time. This video was too long to add the clip of that, but you just want to have your hair braided down very flat, small if possible. Now what I'm doing here is actually just trying on the wig, being that everything is flat and tucked away, just to see how it fits, how it's gonna look. You want to measure it up and align it to your ears to see if it's going to cover your ear, and just... So right now I'm actually going to be cutting this tab from over my ear because it's just a little bit too big, and you may need to actually do this for every frontal. It just depends on, you know, how big it actually runs. But yeah, you want to let your ear breathe. So now that everything looks like it's going to fit perfect after me cutting the tabs off, I'm gonna go ahead and add my bold hold. Now I'm gonna be adding 3 layers because I plan to have this on for a while. That's why I'm adding 3 layers. You want to make sure every layer that you do, that it dries clear completely, like completely. You want to make sure as well that you're adding small light layers, not too thick, or else it's gonna take a long time to dry. Please excuse this plastic knife that I'm using, but I could not find those spatulas or popsicle sticks would work good, and you don't want to use your fingers because this gets really sticky and messy. So that's, you know, the closest thing that I could find. I'm adding my second layer here because the first one dried clear. It may take anywhere from 7-10 minutes. If you have a blow dryer or a fan, that'll help speed it up. But my mistake is that I actually added the layers too thick, so it took a very, very long time to dry. Don't do that. So you could do this before or after, but you want to make sure that you add makeup as well. Not powder foundation, but liquid, light dabs, not too much. But this is the same foundation that I use on my face, and adding this to make sure that even though you bleach those knots, you still want to make sure this lace look like scalp. Okay, you want to also add your got to be spray, and this will hold that makeup into place. And you can use a blow dryer to dry the got to be spray, but since I was waiting for the glue to dry clear, I went ahead and just let it air dry. Alright, so next I'm actually gonna go ahead and start to lay down the frontal. Now don't be like me, you need to let that glue dry clear, like for real. My glue was still had that white tint to it, so it was kind of like irritating me, but I couldn't wait any longer. After doing 3 layers, I went ahead and just let the glue dry on its own. Also, you don't want to press your fingers into the lace while putting it on. You want to make sure that you use a comb to press it in, because your fingers has oils and it's gonna you know, lift it up. So the comb actually I'm using is just pressing it in to my to the glue. Now also, don't be afraid to bring your lace just a little bit more forward, or how do I say it, don't be afraid to, yeah, just pull it forward more when you install it, because you can always cut the excess off, including the hair. If you add your lace too far back, you're gonna have problems, because once it stick down, it's down and you're not going to be able to bring it back forward. So that's what I'm doing right here. The extra hair that is too close, I'm actually just going in and cutting it right now. You also want to make sure that you just don't cut straight across, and that you also go in like zigzag rigid motions, just so it can give it like more so of a natural look. Now I decided to cut it different on the other side, because I didn't like how that was cutting with the eyebrow razor. And this lace, I tell you, this lace was very, very thick. Like once the hair dried, and like it showed me that I did not pluck enough. So right now I'm just taking the extra hair that I'm going to use for baby hairs and also to pluck, parting that aside, and I'm just gonna continue to work with it. Now this part I feel like is a very important part, because this is the scalp look that, you know, you would want to have on your frontal. So you could take like an elastic band, make your part for the excess hair that you're going to be plucking or using for your baby hairs. You can spray Got2b spray on it just to lay it down, but you want to leave it on for at least 10 minutes and you know, just go back in and do your pluck-ins. Now it looks like the glue was actually drying here, so it wasn't as white as it was before, but if you need to add like powder, you can, but it will eventually dry. It will. Now I'm going to be using a wax stick. Now I don't remember what wax stick this was, but it was a regular wax stick from the beauty supply store. You want to use this to lay your flyaways down to actually get that seamless look. You want to put it on the outside of the middle part, and I'm using a hot comb to really, you know, activate it. I feel like it's activating. It may not make sense, but I feel like the hot comb and the wax stick just really melt it together and activate that seamless look that you might want. Now you want to make sure your hot comb is very, very hot. This is like a regular hot comb from the beauty supply store, but if you have those hot combs that really get really, really hot, it will look much more better. Yeah, so with just using the hot comb, you're just really laying everything into place. This hair was very big, very wild. It just really needed to be tamed, and this was the look that I was going for. Outside of just doing the top, you also want to go in between and do the roots. So you're not actually hot combing the whole hair. You're actually just like combing out the roots so it can lay flat and not look as bulky. Now that everything is actually laying flat and neat, I went ahead and I'm using the Narubi setting mousse. This is actually alcohol free. You want to make sure that it is alcohol free with putting it onto the lace, especially where you lay the glue down. If it has alcohol in it, it may lift up. So this is some really good mousse. I think I'm out of it now, and this was a really big bottle. But right now, I'm not really doing my baby hairs the way I wanted to do it. I'm just playing around to see how it's going to lay, because it was my first time using this mousse. Using the mousse rather than the actual Got2b glue gives it a more softer look. The Got2b makes it a little bit more like hard, in my opinion, but with the setting mousse, it makes it, you know, definitely more soft. Now, since this is mousse, you want to go ahead and use, is it the wax strips or the wax wraps, and, you know, actually lay it down until it's like completely dried. Then you can, you know, go ahead and rock the look. But you want to make sure that you use these strips to set that mousse into place. Blow dryer, air dry, however you want to do it. But I didn't blow dry it. I went ahead and start working on taming the back of the hair, because I did not want the hair that big. Like I said, to get rid of that bulky look, you can just tame by going in by the roots and hot combing it, and it's, you know, just the roots. So yeah. So now I was completely finished on taming the hair. I went ahead and took off the wax strips. Now, like I stated, I was really just playing in the baby hair. It was not really set in stone in my opinion. The baby hairs was really still too thick for me. Like I said, plucking takes a lot of time in this whole process, so I had to actually go back in and redo my baby hairs and repluck just to, you know, make it look a little bit more natural. Yeah, they were really too thick. So at this point, I was completely over plucking anymore, and I just went ahead and added my setting mousse to it to just finish off the look. Like I said, if you want more natural baby hairs, you want to make sure that you actually take your time in plucking. Now, don't over pluck because the lace also sheds hair on its own, so you don't want your lace to go bald before it's time. So went ahead and added my setting mousse to just call this look a look, and yeah. Now this is the end of my signature look. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.